Hello dear students, today we are going to see animal cell culture. So cell culture can be defined as the process of cultivating cells and tissues outside the body of an organism in an artificial environment which stimulates the in vivo conditions such as temperature, nutrition and protection from microorganisms. It was first successfully undertaken by Ross Harrison in 1907. Rocks in 1885 for the first time maintained the embryonic chick cells in a cell culture. Types of culture media used in cell culture is natural media and B is synthetic media. So first we'll see the natural media, that is the coagulant such as blood plasma clots. It is now commercially available in the form of liquid plasma, which is kept in silicone ampoules or lyophilized plasma. It is prepared from the male owl and adding heparin to prevent the blood coagulation. Then biological fluids such as serum is also used. It is one of the important components in animal cell culture, which is the source of various amino acid, hormones, lipids, vitamins, polyamides, and salt containing ions such as calcium, ferrous, ferric, potassium, etc. It also contains the growth factors which promote cell proliferation, cell attachment, and adhesion factors. It is obtained from human adult blood, placental cord blood, horse blood, calf blood. The other forms of biological fluids used are coconut water, amniotic fluid, pleural fluid, insect hemolymph serum, culture filtrate, aqueous humor from the eyes, etc. Then the third type of culture media used is tissue extract, for example, embryo extract, then liver, spleen, leukocyte, tumor, bone marrow, etc. These are also used for the culturing of animal cells. Then B is the synthetic media, which is categorized into two types, that is the serum containing media and serum free media. So what is the requirement for animal cell culture? First of all is the temperature. In most mammalian cell culture, the temperature is maintained at 37 degrees Celsius in the incubator as the body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. pH required is between 7 to 7.4. A pH below 6.8 inhibit the cell growth. Therefore, optimum pH is essential to maintain the proper ion balance, functioning of the cellular enzyme and binding of hormones and growth factors to the cell surface receptors. The regulation of the pH is done using a variety of buffering system, and the most media use bicarbonate system as its major component. Osmolality. A change in the osmolality can affect the cell growth and function. Salt, glucose and amino acid in the growth media determine the osmolality of the medium. A commercial media is formulated in such a way that their final osmolality is around 300. Growth factors. In addition to buffering the medium, there are other growth requirements which include amino acid, and the requirement may vary depending on the cell culture type. Commonly, the necessary amino acids include cysteine and tyrosine, but some non-essential amino acids may also be needed. Types of animal culture, that is the cell culture, explant culture and organ culture. In cell culture, tissue from an explant is dispersed into a cell suspension which may be cultured as a suspension culture. Explant culture means it is the growth of tissues or cell separate from the organism. This is typically facilitated by use of solid, semi-solid or liquid growth medium such as broth or agar. Then comes the organ culture, that is the entire embryo or the organ are excised from the body and then it is cultured. Types of animal cell culture, that is the primary culture, that is when cells are surgically removed from an organism and placed into a suitable culture environment. they will attach, divide and grow. This is called primary culture. It has a lifespan about 50 to 60 divisions in vitro. They can grow as adherent cells or a suspension culture. There are two basic methods for doing this: explant culture and suspension culture. So here you can see, remove the tissue, digest it with proteolytic enzyme and place it in culture. Then comes the explant culture. Small piece of tissue are attached to a glass or treated with plastic culture vessel and bathed in culture medium. After few days, individual cells will move from the tissue explant onto the culture vessel surface or substrate, where they begin to divide and grow. Then comes the suspension culture, that is digesting protein enzymes such as trypsin and collagenase are added to the tissue fragment to dissolve the cement that holds the cell together. This creates a suspension of single cell that are then placed into the culture vessel containing the culture medium and allowed to grow and divide. This method is called enzymatic dissociation. Then comes secondary cell culture and cell line. That is, when a primary culture is subcultured, it is known as secondary culture or cell line or subclone. This process involves removing the growth media and dissociating the adhered cells. Subculturing of primary cells to division leads to generation of cell lines, and during the passage, cells with highest growth capacity will predominate. However, as they are subcultured serially, they become different from the original cell. Transformed cell culture, these are formed by change in the phenotype by new genetic material that can produce genetic instability. Change in the following properties takes place, like growth rate, growth mode, longevity and tumorigenicity. On the basis of lifespan of culture, the cell lines are categorized into two types, that is finite cell lines. These grow through a limited number of cell division and have a limited lifespan. The cell passage several times and then lose their ability to proliferate, which is known as the senescence. Cell lines derived from primary cultures of normal cells are finite cell lines. Then continuous cell lines, that is when finite cell undergoes transformation and acquire the ability to divide indefinitely. It is known as the continuous cell line, and these are derived from the cultures of malignant or cancer tissues. They are less adherent, fast growing and less fastidious in their nutritional requirements and able to grow up to higher cell density and different in phenotypes. Now, what is the application of cell culture in pharmaceutical industry? That is to study the intracellular activity like cell cycle, differentiation, metabolism. Then to study in the intracellular cell interaction like cell adhesion, motility. Then for production of medical pharmaceutical compounds, example vaccines, interferon, hormones, proteins. Other applications include model system, that is used to study basic biology, biochemistry, cell interaction with bacteria, virus, aging process and drug action. It is also used to study the mechanism of cancer causing agents for cancer and anti-cancer activity. It is also used to study virus replication, isolation of virus, then multiplication of virus, mechanism of infection and study production of vaccine. Cell culture is also used to study the effect of pharmaceutical active agents on animal cell, toxicity study and determination of dose. It is also used to produce vaccines for diseases such as polio and rabies. It is also used to produce artificial skin for the burns treatment. Then it is used to identify the abnormalities of chromosome genes by karyotyping. It is also used to determine the fetal disorder. Then by introduction in new genetic material in the cell, the cell culture can be used to modify the characteristics of cell production of proteins and crop development. Also by addition of functional gene in the patient cell, you can just go for the genetic therapy, and it is also used for the production of genetically engineered protein. Example is monoclonal antibodies, insulin, and hormones. So this is all about the animal cell culture.